Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for October 2020. This is going to be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, as always. You may be intuitively guided to the reading. Welcome. Thank you. You could have planets in the sign of Gemini. Many of you know my moon is in Gemini. So I always love doing your reading, not because my moon's in Gemini, just because they're always interesting. And I love those kind of readings. So, welcome everyone. I'm so happy you could join me this month. We're going to go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to start with our major arcanas. We're going to let hopefully 3 come out, but if more wants to come out, we will take them, as long as it's not the whole deck. This really is going to give us the underlying energy. And then we'll bring in the Psychic Tarot, which is not a deck I use very often. I think I used it yesterday for the second time ever. So, you know, it's different than other decks, so I just intuitively use it. And then we'll also bring in one more deck to be the clarifiers. This is a good time to ask your guides to send you confirmation about certain messages, you know, if they're for you, to really illuminate them for you. The whole reading could be for you. There may be bits and pieces. And remember, when you're watching a reading, you know, a lot of times why we're all here together is because we're very like-minded. We've gone through similar situations, can be completely different details, but similar situations. So we're going to be on different parts of the journey. Those of us who are further along in the journey can certainly help those who are just beginning. You know, it's like, think about being a mother to your child. You try to tell that child, don't go that direction. I've been there, and I can tell you what the outcome is. And we have, you know, ultimately it's up to them whether they listen or not. So that's why I feel we get a lot of people here, because we are like-minded. So, ask your guides for signs of confirmation. I know that they will give them to you. I know that my guides work cohesively with your guides. Whenever you see the reading, remember that too, time is fluid. So even though, you know, the title's going to say October 2020, this may be a reading for you in December. You know, so just kind of let that go. Don't get bummed out if you find yourself on a reading and you're like, wow, it all resonates with me. And then you look and you're like, wait a minute, that's a year old. It just was your time. It was your time to see the reading. Okay. I'm going to try not to over talk. We start with the Wheel of Fortune, which is good. You know, that's about things changing, things turning in your favor. It's also the energy of destiny. We have the Moon next to it. You know, I don't really read this as people, these cards as people, but it is the card of Pisces, the ruler of Cancer. You know, it's about uncertainty. Not everything is revealed. Maybe not everything is meant to be revealed at one time. Maybe you haven't written the whole story yet, right? You're writing it chapter by chapter. But with the wheel there, you know, whatever the unknowns are, I have confidence that that they're not there for resistance. They're there for you to perhaps figure out. Well, hello, lovers. So, Gemini's card. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. So, making a decision about someone. You know, sometimes when we're in our head, we can overthink it. we're great for that, right? Because we're ruled by Mercury. Um, and what it's definitely showing is who's ever in this lover's energy with you, um, things aren't clear. Things aren't cut and dry at this point. But I feel like if you're asking the question, is this person, is this situation meant to be? Well, with the wheel opening up, yes, it's part of your destiny. But it has yet to be written, the outcome. Now, there can be bullet points, right? But we get to fill in between the lines. That's up to us. Well, beautiful. We have Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. This is about patience, number one. Why? Because things have not, because things aren't ready yet. This is about divine timing. So what I love about when Temperance shows up, it's like I can kind of let go of control here and know that the universe has my back. Now, it doesn't mean I don't participate in writing my story. I do. But I feel like you also have a lot of guidance here. If you're open to it, you got to be open to it. So this is about divine order. This is about divine timing. And divine timing sometimes means truly that we have to release control of when something must show up. Because we don't want it to show up half-assed, right? We don't want that. Many of us have already had that. So the universe says, well, then give it time. Let things develop the way they're meant to develop. And that's this is how you can, I hate to say guarantee your success, but you can certainly up your chances. Okay, we're going to bring in the Psychic Tarot. I'm still trying to figure out whether I love the deck or I don't. And sometimes the only way I can come to really love and trust a deck is by using it. So I decided, let's go ahead and use it. Many of you know that I made the move from Rhode Island to Pennsylvania, but it was during the coronavirus, and I left a lot of my items back at my daughter's house. So Sandra was asking about the bowl, the Tibetan singing bowl, and I do miss it also. But I told Sandra she's kind of holding it for hostage. Not really. But she's got a family she's got to care about, so she'll get it mailed out when it's ready, when it's time. And then we'll add it back in. But I have a lot of my decks there too. Okay. Alright. Well, hello. We have Sacrifice, number 12. We have Deception and Envy. We have Temptation, which is the Devil, card of Capricorn. We have Trapped in Fear, Eight of Swords. I don't know what's going on here. And then we have Patience. Interesting. That is also Temperance. It's interesting that we have such great cards opening the reading, but then here comes the energy of being in my head. Maybe that's what I was talking about within the Lover's card, head over heart decision. Here, there's a lot of energy of being in my head. So let's see why. Part of it is a trust issue. And for some of you, I feel like a trust issue, but I feel a previous trust issue is affecting you right now, is affecting you today, is affecting you within your choices. You know, whether it relates to someone that you already know, someone you already love, or someone special who's coming in, because that could certainly be the case for a lot of you. What it's saying is, we work on ourselves constantly, right? We're always trying to evolve. I know many of you do, are evolving. I know that, along with myself. And we think that we have this fear at bay, but then, somebody comes into our life and boom, it rears its ugly head again. The thing is, though, especially with temperance here, it's not about so much like you'll get rid of that fear forever. No, it can pop back up, right? It's kind of part of you. But once you move through time and you've had the opportunity to evaluate, um, first of all, I want to say stop blaming yourself. I feel like someone's out there like, man, that's all I attract. Well, if that's what you keep attracting, you have to look at where your energy level's at, right? Because we attract where we're at, where our energy is at. But what I feel here is um, the knowledge, like, if this energy reappears, you can see it. You feel it immediately, but you recognize also that it doesn't benefit you. And listen, if it's someone in front of you that is giving you reason not to trust them, well, that alone gives you your answer. Do I stay or do I go? I mean, I'm a big believer if you cannot trust someone in love and they've given you reason, boy, I don't know. It would take a lot for me then to, first of all, to be able to let it go. That's hard to do, right? Excuse me just one second. Okay, we're back. I know that only seemed like a second, but I ordered groceries and they just came. So, anyways, we're talking about what do you do in that case? Temperance is here again, right? Temperance shows up after all the heavy energy. Temperance is saying, there's a need to trust. Let's keep going. I do have Capricorn right under the Lovers, and I do have Pisces right next to the Lovers, so there may be a Pisces or a Capricorn here who could be attached one way or another to the other. We have victory and success. Beautiful. That is the Six of Wands. We have mental conflict, but it is clearly in reverse. That's the Two of Swords. So, I feel like some of you are going to be faced with the decision of something that's coming in, not completely clear, right? But it has to do with the Lover's energy. Not always revealed. Just, it's just the way it is. So I think what happens is, first of all, again, that fear rises back up, right? It rises back up. However, what it's saying, when you have the Two of Swords in reverse, again, trying to make a decision, but I have a blindfold on. I'm fearing this. It's driving me crazy, this and that. It talks about getting out of your head and trusting your intuition. I feel like we're all far enough along in our lives that if someone enters into your world who, is self-serving, who's untrustworthy, you should feel this. I feel like who's ever here today, you definitely are far enough along on your path that you should be able to feel, not just, not just wait to see if something happens, but I feel like you can feel it within your gut, and that is what you want to trust. It's saying, get out of your head, because in your head, you have the Eight of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords, right? You have the energy of the devil here. Now, that doesn't have to be a negative thing, that can be a positive thing. Learning how to move through some of the darker periods of my life. But nonetheless, I feel like whatever your decision's going to be, I feel like you make it with clarity. I'm still not really getting the energy of being with this person in this lifetime. It doesn't mean that you weren't. Because I'm getting more the energy of a new, like someone new coming in, but even with someone new coming in, bringing up old energies. But you have Temperance twice. Divine timing, and look at this, you have the Wheel twice, and this one says Destiny. Destiny. And I kind of love that Two of Swords is in reverse next to the Wheel, so you're feeling that this is something that is meant to be, something that is beneficial to you. Someone, if it's a person that you can trust. And I don't know, the Wheel twice and Temperance twice. Really, I feel like letting go, like just letting yourself go and allowing yourself to enjoy what is right now. And I feel that's what the moon is someone talking about. Again, maybe I can't see the whole future, but I can see enough to take the steps that you need to take or that you want to take. Look at this. We have conflict and defeat on the bottom of the deck. So this is the energy that was. Um, you know, yes, it feels like defeat, but really what this energy is about is the people that you've been around, the people that you surround yourself, whether it be one person or whether it be 20 people, I don't know. Um, but it's the energy of knowing who should stay and who should leave. And this relates to friends, even family. You can love from afar if you need to. Because this is the energy of walking away from the toxic energy that's been in my life, however it's getting there, right? And you can only really do that by first recognizing it, right? Recognizing that perhaps someone, for some reason, all of a sudden I'm thinking like I have a girlfriend, and every time, a guy shows up, like we go out, this is not my case, this is just what I'm feeling. Like every time we go out, if I find myself interested in someone, she will automatically go after that person. It's almost like in spite of. So do I want to keep that friend around? Because, in one way, she's weeding out the bad ones, right? She's the one who then has to go through whatever the consequences are. However, it doesn't feel like she's got your back, and I feel like someone is dealing with someone like that. Can be a male also, but like stepping in right before you choose. So people like that, I feel like Gemini, you're making conscious efforts to eliminate that type of energy. I mean, why? Why? Or, maybe I don't get rid of that friend completely, but maybe I don't go out with that friend. Get that emotional loss under that. Okay, let's bring out the clarifiers. We're going to use the Cosmic Tarot. I don't know. I use the Cosmic Tarot all the time for clarifiers. I just love it as a clarifier. I also want to say something may be happening around the full moon. I should have looked. I don't know when the full moon is for October. I mean, it could be November too, but I feel like something around the full moon. Okay. I feel like for some of you, part of what you're working on right now is the realization that some fears keep coming back. Um, and again, maybe I never completely eliminate that fear, but I certainly um, can control it. And I feel like that's a major lesson for some of you. We have the Death card coming over the wheel. That is card of Scorpio. It's a card of endings. We have the Eight of Wands, very fast-moving energy, can be even described as chaotic energy. Chaotic because it comes in so quickly and it doesn't come in with complete clarity over it. You know, I feel like this is what Temperance is saying. Just trust in that energy. The Death card talks about endings, yes, and you have a lot of tens here. But the Death card's main message is don't resist this ending because there promises to be quite the new beginning. Um, quite the new beginning, I have to say, especially coming over the wheel. And you know, many of us fear death. Let's say this isn't necessarily talking about death, but what it's saying is think about like after you die. You know, if you believe, really all the weight of the world is lifted off of your shoulders, right? You're now in this light spiritual body. So it talks about not fearing what's next. Now, I'm not saying anyone is crossing over any of that. All I'm saying is you want to relate this card to why we don't want to resist the ending here, right? Because it literally feels like burdens being lifted. And the Eight of Wands with that, wow. So, you know, I put an end to one thing and something new comes in very quickly. King of Cups. So we have Scorpio energy here twice. Cancer also. Well, Pisces also. So everyone's covered under the King of Cups. But the King of Cups, to me, when he shows up in a reading, I don't even read him as a water sign. How I read him is, you know, I look at each king or queen and what are, you know, what's their specialties? What are they about? So the King of Cup in the upright is someone who is very open to love. This is someone who prefers to be in love, prefers to be in a relationship. Now, if he was reversed, this is someone that maybe I can't trust. Maybe it's a party or maybe it's a flirt. But he's in the upright and coming over the lover. So I definitely feel what this is talking about is someone coming in who Listen, I feel like they're looking for a relationship. They're looking for a lifelong partner. And I do feel lifelong. So, because of how quickly they arrive, they show up, this is what may throw you a little bit. No need, because Temperance is saying this is all about divine timing. Um, Temperance is not going to bring in someone. I won't say that there's not lessons with people who are hard to deal with, but I don't feel like this is about that at all. I feel like this is a change of, things used to be hard, but now maybe finally you're finding someone. Listen, first of all, I know this person wants to be in a relationship. I feel they feel best in a relationship, and I do feel the wanting of a relationship forever. This is also coming over the lover, so there's a connection here that's undeniable. And I'm looking at the devil right below it, and if in other decks, you look at the lovers and you look at the lovers within the devil's energy, they're very similar, right? But in one energy, there's resistance all over the board. And in the other energy, there's harmony. So I feel like you've moved past the point of, you know, the lower energy and now moving into the higher energy. And sometimes, like with this conflict and defeat here, we look at that sometimes, be like, why is life always throwing me curveballs? Why is life always difficult for me? Because you can handle it. Even though when you're in it, you may not think so. Because you are someone who will look at the lessons so that you can evolve. Maybe you haven't been this way your whole life, but I feel like this is the energy you now are moving into. And I believe there are great rewards for that. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. Something's coming towards you, which in a sense we could call a reward. Um, we have the Hierophant card of Taurus. It's about your belief system. Where does your belief system lie? Do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself? It's coming over the energy of sacrifice. So what that tells us is there's tremendous growth as my belief system increases. I feel like for some, this is about prayers and prayers being heard. The recognition over what you've been through and, what you have cut out of your life because it's not serving you. And if something's not serving you, it's not serving us either, right? We have the Empress, and the Empress, I have to tell you, is very active this month. Um, hmm. Okay, let's look at the Empress a couple different ways here. First of all, the Empress comes here with knowledge, with wisdom, with experience. This Empress has walked every queen's journey. And she has come to a place of true wisdom over it. If you're in the Empress energy, this lover shows up, this person shows up who proclaims that they really want to spend the rest of their life with you. The Empress, the wool cannot be pulled over her eyes. So if it's not true, she'll see it. She'll feel it. She'll know it. I also feel like for some of you, where some of the sword energy, the heavy sword energy is coming from, it could have been your mother. It may have been your mother was a tough person, I feel like. Now, this is not for everyone. This is just for probably one or two, but I do feel like, if if I was going to describe your mother, I would say she was very difficult. Um, Difficult for you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like she set in stone some belief systems that you've carried with you. And um, I feel like with her crossing over, it kind of forced you to really look at. And I feel like you learned some things even about her, like, why was she so hard on me? And I don't mean like hard in like hard love, tough love. I mean hard in like it feels like she put stumbling blocks in front of me for some reason. And I feel like you, through maybe it was even through the funeral and meeting people and talking to people, um, I feel like you're able to see where her energy came from. And because honestly, I feel like when this mother crossed over, I feel, listen, first of all, she had a life review. She had to see how her actions, her words affected everyone in her life. So she receives clarity over that and forgiveness. I do feel like, forgiveness was given, but she had to recognize that. And I feel like in some way, you're also able to recognize that. And let's just say, not only recognize it, but maybe you were starting to pick up some of those characteristics. Maybe you didn't even know it, right? Um, I feel like you're given the ability to end that, to cut that line of, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but to put a clear ending to it and bring love back into the family type of thing. Hmm. And that is just for a few of you. A lot of you, this is about you reaching the status of the Empress. And it may have taken, there may have been like one last sacrifice that you had to make before the timing sets in. There was just a sacrifice that had to be, and I'm calling it a sacrifice, but it was for your benefit, your growth, your evolvement. Look at this, the Ace of Pentacles. So, that's why the Death card says, don't fear me, right? Because, yes, there's an ending to something, but there is something new on the horizon, something beautiful on the horizon. The Ace of Pentacles talks about a blessing. We can say a blessing because we have the Hierophant here that comes into your physical world. This is not just like, oh, spiritual love, we feel each other, but we don't touch each other, we don't see each other. No, this is about something coming into your physical world that feels like a blessing, no doubt. Again, I want to say it comes with even a sense of urgency. It feels like when this ace arrives, this conflict and defeat is just like gone. Really means nothing anymore. Well, hello, sun. There's your illumination. This is a card of Leo. This is about your inner child, allowing your inner child to come out, maybe even rule the day for a little bit. This is where I'm feeling good. And my world looks good. It doesn't mean the whole world, right? We've got coronavirus. We have a lot of things we're dealing with. But your particular energy and the energy around you is very harmonious at this time. Um, I like that the sun is coming over the Eight of Swords because what that shows us is, if there's any walls that still remain, or even walls that pop back up again, the illumination will be there for you immediately. I feel like because it's also coming over this King of Cups. Again, we're looking at this king as someone who truly wants love. And I mean real love. The illumination over that. So, can I trust it? Can I not? I feel like no doubt you can trust it, especially with the Ace of Pentacles right beside it. Look at this. We have the Two of Swords, but again, it's showing in reverse. So, this illumination helps you make a choice. It moves you out of the, even if you're still in a little bit of fear energy, what it does, it allows you to move forward anyways. Maybe taking it step by step by step. Like many love stories that I receive in these readings, very, very seldom do they go from 1 to 10 like that. But the connection is really undeniable. It just really is. It's an undeniable connection. Universe has its hand in it big time. Divine timing means that you don't have to worry about, oh my God, does that mean I have to go out every night? No. You'll be at the right place at the right time. I often think of, when I used to drive to work, and, on one side there used to be a Starbucks, on the other side of the highway there was a Dunkin' Donuts. And I'd always go to the Dunkin' Donuts, mainly because I bought stock in Dunkin' Donuts, only 3 shares. I don't know why I did that. So I would go to Dunkin' Donuts all the time. But, one day driving down the street and I get this urge, I get this like, maybe I should go to Starbucks. Now, normally I wouldn't go to Starbucks because I think they're overpriced. I don't know, that's just me, and I probably shouldn't have said that. But it is just what I feel. But I go anyway. And lo and behold, I meet someone who turns out to be my forever after. That did not happen, by the way. I'm using that as example, but I know it happens. I do readings, personal readings, all the time, and many times people want to know about love. And I hear that over and over again, and I just know the way the temperance works, right? I'll be at the right place at the right time. And what clarity you have. All right, let's go down to the bottom line. We're going to look at Temperance again, who's sitting right next to the Six of Wands, which is victory and success. What I love also about the Six of Wands energy is Three Swords just flipped itself over. But real quick, what I love about the Six of Wands energy is it's a time in your life when, you really are around like-minded people. This is when people appreciate your wisdom, especially with the Empress sitting right up there. People appreciate your opinion. They just appreciate you. They look up to you. Okay, let's go back. So we have Three Swords coming over Temperance. Well, we know that there's been some pain because we have the energy of deception on the board. And that deception, in some way, certainly caused some walls to be built, right? So here's the pain of these past relationships, let's say, the Three Swords. So Temperance is almost coming out again as a measure of time. Like, we had to allow this to heal, right? We have to allow it to heal. I feel like if I've lost anyone, I can trust that they're in heavenly energy, I want to say. But nonetheless, I feel like Temperance is saying we can't hold ourselves in the Three of Swords forever. We have to learn to move through it. Almost like if the Five of Pentacles came out, right? Something happens. It's like being thrown into the cold. But I can get through that, right? So Temperance is saying this is part of, where the hold has been, the recovering of your heart. Why? Because look at the energy that wants to come in. Doesn't mean you're not still a little wounded. It's okay. It's okay to be wounded, right? We're wounded, we're wounded. I feel what Temperance really is saying is don't hold yourself in place. Don't stop living your life, right? Don't stop having experiences because of the pain, especially if it's due to one person. Don't assume that the whole world is like this person, and understand yourself, that when you raise your vibration, it raises what can come to you. If you have been raising your vibration, as many of you have, and I feel like that's why I'm seeing the Empress so much lately, is because a lot of you are coming to this energy, understanding your journey. Um, this is just saying, don't play victim to it. Just don't play victim to it. Don't, pain is a part of life, as pleasure is, opposites. Anyway, it feels like when you feel healed enough, and again, I feel like whatever this is coming in for you, you're not going to expect it because it's sitting over the moon, and it's sitting in very quick energy, energy that really can turn your head. We have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Swords. It's like I make a decision, but then bam, did I make the right decision? Look at this. You have the Nine of Wands. So two nines side by side. And nines are all about the reflection, right? A nine, the meaning of the number 9 is final judgment. Final judgment. It means I had to examine it. I didn't have to. I choose to examine it so that I can learn from it and therefore let it go. The Knight of Wands talks about, to me, past lives also, and the wisdom that you can pull from. It talks about where you put your focus. It's sitting over the energy of destiny. So, yes, someone may have broken your heart, but guess what? Maybe they just weren't the right person for you. Maybe they were the person for the time, but not your ultimate partner. We can be with someone who's so wrong for us, but think, no, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be my lover. You're supposed to love me forever. And they don't. And we're devastated. Um, but they're really a building block, a stepping stone to really what's meant to be. That's just how I feel. And with the Nine of Wands, I feel past lives in that energy. So if this is a romantic lover coming in, I feel like, you have had past lifetimes with them. And you may even have that awareness for some of you. Some of you may have that awareness. You may feel that intensity and be like, oh, wait a minute. I feel like I felt the same intensity before. You can't compare it to another person, though. Because I feel like it's a different type of connection. So don't be looking for this, how do I want to say, like, don't put a jealous lens on it when there's no need. That makes sense? Some of you are like, kind of, Sandy. I think I'm going to take 4 cards below, too, because I don't feel like it's quite over yet. Look at this. We have the Ace of Swords. So we have the 3 of Swords on Temperance, right? Temperance directing the time. The time just hasn't been right yet, right? You've been in the 3 of Swords energy. Now it's time to remember who you are, remember your belief system, and allow yourself to move out of that. I feel like the Ace of Swords is that energy. The Ace of Swords is the truth. It's being your authentic self. It's communication, but it's usually communication of the highest. And then we have the Queen of Cups, who comes next. So, of course, that can be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Or Pisces. But what I like is that she's matching the person from the lover. So we have 2 people now who are open and ready. I'm saying ready. Maybe you think you're not ready, but nonetheless, it doesn't stop it from coming in. And I do feel like you're ready. I really do feel like you're ready. Here's what I also feel. I got this 3 and 3 against each other. So 3 of Swords, I'm feeling, I have a sadness. I feel lost within it. I feel wounded within it. But the 3 of Pentacles is about, if it's talking about this person coming in, this is someone who, where in the 3 of Swords, I may have hid who I truly am. The 3 of Pentacles talks about you being appreciated for exactly who you are. For you, your uniqueness means everything, and it's part of the missing link, let's say. Um, so, I don't know. I just have no doubt that this person's going to see you and you're going to see them in the same way, for who they truly are. And, there's going to be things where maybe other people didn't like things about you, but this person's just going to love it. This may be the male communicating to the female. Doesn't have to be that way. It could certainly be at your place of employment, with Pentacles being part of it. But I certainly don't think that's the only way. I really, really don't. But I feel like I had to at least mention that. We have the 5 of Cups coming over the 2 of Swords that is in reverse. Well, hello, lover. Again, coming over the wheel. How do we deny that? We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 4 of Swords. And we have the Queen of Swords. Could very much be your energy, but look what's right behind her. The Lovers. Right there. So it's like right behind you is the Lovers. 4 of Swords gave us that time to heal. Why? Well, because the 7 of Wands brings out that energy. First of all, I want to say this person coming in, or you yourself, or both of you, I feel like in some way may help the underdog. Whether I'm an attorney, doing pro bono work, whether I'm a doctor or a nurse, whether I work in an organization where I'm helping the homeless. I feel like it's an important part of the puzzle. Maybe you're not doing any of that right now, but then you meet this person and sometimes you just fall so in love that you just want to share your love. You want to open this love up to the world, and that's really what you're meant to do. Because us seeing you in love like this gives us hope. So, I like the energy of the person. I love your energy. I love how you evolved here. I love the blessings that are coming in, and again, coming in unexpected. So, when I get a reading like this and people are like, no way, it's for me, I don't know how you can know that yet. Because I don't feel like you know that yet. Unless you're already in the energy. But if you've already moved into this energy, then, I don't know, I feel like you can't really argue it, if you had to. So anyways, let me just give it one more look, see if there's anything else I need to say. I feel like if you're still in the energy of the 3 of Swords, or you're still carrying a lot of pain, this is about praying. This is about asking that it be taken away, that the pain be taken away from you. Ask. Seek and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall receive. So, the Lovers, twice. Mirroring each other, right? The Sun, complete illumination over this. The Ace of Pentacles coming after I put a clear ending to something. I no longer fear ending something, and I feel like as soon as you do, bam, It's time to start this next chapter, but you're starting it as the Empress. So this ability to end what needs to be end, and for some of you, like I said before, it's friendships, it's um, whatever the toxic energy is, it's just no longer serving you. It doesn't have to be even toxic. It can just mean that something has, you know, something has, what's the word I'm looking for? Come naturally to an end. But that doesn't mean that we always let things go. Sometimes we hang on, we hang on, we hang on, we hang on, we hang on. This is saying don't hang on. Don't hang on. Keep moving forward. Know that you're in very protected energy this month. Not just this month, but you're just in very protected energy. I feel like this relationship, and I can't help but call it a relationship with both lovers now showing up. And by the way, the five of cups right before this one lover, you could certainly be thinking about that energy. Um, and again, it doesn't have to be in this lifetime. It's just that yearning, right? But when I'm in the five of cups energy, I'm looking at what's gone wrong. What it wants you to do is look at the possibilities that have yet to show, and the lovers, because you know behind, well, it doesn't really show it here, but usually behind on the five of cups are two cups that have yet to be had. And what does those two cups consist of? Well, the lovers. The lovers. um Over the two of swords in reverse, so I feel like you will have no doubt about this. Doesn't mean fear doesn't arise. Oh my god, you might get a little scared, what have you, but this is saying, um you know ask for clarity and you will have it. I have no doubt that you will have it. I have no doubt. So I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. As always, it becomes your own personal choice, right? You have free will to do as it is, whatever it is you want to do. Um, but think about, like, where do I stop myself in this lifetime from experiencing all that could be? Did I give one person who broke my heart um, the right to really hurt me the rest of my life? Or am I going to just know listen, that was a little lesson I had to learn. Um, Whatever it was, your fault or not your fault, it's about how long I stay, and then not allowing myself to assume that everyone in the world is like this person. As the Empress, you will know. You will know. And with both lovers here and Temperance and the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, I don't know how, and the Ace of Swords, I don't know how. Um, I understand the fear factor, but I feel you get over it very quickly, and I don't know how this could be a bad thing. This feels like quite a blessing, and that is really how it's being brought out, as a blessing. But patience, right? Patience, knowing when to end certain things, certain people, whatever it is in your life, so you can jump back on this wheel. This is about destiny, destiny entering. Um, but you get to fill in the colors. You get to fill in, color between the lines here and make this any way you want. It's got beautiful potential. And I truly feel like the person coming in um, wants a relationship, enjoys even be, I could say the word married, right? Enjoys the commitment. And there's going to be something special between the two of you that I feel like neither one of you will be able to deny. Doesn't mean you can't refuse it, but you won't be able to deny the connection that you feel, the chemistry that you feel. Everything feels illuminated to you. What feels like you've been living in the dark, now you're moving into the sun. So enjoy. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys so, 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 so much. You know it. Um, I love my Gemini moon. So, I'm on the cusp, if there is such a thing, of Cancer and Gemini, but I definitely feel the Gemini in me. And it's funny, my boyfriend will say that all the time. Oh, there comes the Gemini out, and I'll be like, well, thank you. I don't know if he means this as a compliment, but thank you. So, I love you guys. Thank you, as always, for keeping my channel alive through your donations, even your reading request. I am doing readings again. It's about a 2 week wait, give or take. I try to do them sooner, but, I'm going to be honest, I get pretty filled up. So it's hard for me to do them sooner, but if I can, I do. Because I really love reading, so I could do this all day long. But thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Anyone who's new, welcome. I hope that you felt right at home. And please tell us about yourself, and others. I love your comments. It really helps give me even more clarity, even though I feel like this was very, very clear. I love hearing your side of it. And I love to hear where you're at within this journey. So, comment away. Thank you for sharing the video. Sometimes, it may not be for you, but you're like, you know what? This is for Paula, or this is for Tom. You just feel it. So you share it with them. Thank you. I just had, a comment. Someone, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I know it starts with Ness, where you said your mom was a faithful watcher, and now you are too. So I love that. I truly love that. I love you. I love all of you. So thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for keeping the channel alive during this very difficult time. I'm going to keep trugging away until I can't. So, um, happy Lover's Day. I don't know. I can't wait till you tell me. And listen, I hope you come back next month and leave comments for this month also, because some of this hasn't happened yet, but it feels like it's about to. And again, it's quick, it's unexpected, but it is a blessing. And I feel like it is what it is you wanted. But it took a moment, right? It took us to get to the energy of the Empress. Why? So that we could be all that we can be in this relationship. Because what we give, we receive. So, anyway, I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye bye.